Good afternoon. It's Wednesday. Today I have stuff to do for the dance. I'm working on the big masks that my students made. I need to add glitter to them. And I'm gonna make some really big feathers to go at the top of the masks, but let me show you. Look at the mess we painted last week. The masks that I showed in the last video, so I still have a big mess back there. But these are the masks that one of my class periods made, but they only got so far because it was only a week that they had to work on this. So I'm finishing the mask. I'm gonna add glitter to the red accents on the mask, and then this one, I'm gonna add pink glitter to the pink accents. And then I have up there, I have feathers that I'm gonna trace on red and pink butcher paper that are gonna go at the top of the mask to make them a little bigger, because these are pretty large, but the wall we're covering is so big that I'm worried we don't have enough large stuff, so I want to make the masks a little bit bigger. This week we're learning about contrast, and my students are doing these really cool ice cream cone drawings. These are from last year. These will be a little different to this year, but that is what I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm gonna start glittering and tracing those feathers. These masks were so awkward to glitter because their shape is really weird, but this one is cool because it's a really chunky glitter. And normally we don't have glitter that's this chunky, but the school was able to purchase this for the dance. So this one's gonna shine, it's gonna glitter, it's gonna like shimmer a lot once it's on the wall. And you might notice that my glittering is not perfect, but it's really okay because this is going to be so high up on the wall and no one's going to notice if there's areas that are not covered in glitter. This one was way more difficult. The shape was so much weirder, and this one is not glittered as well, so I'm gonna like fix up areas where I missed, because I feel like you can see it on this one a little bit more, but like if you back up you can't see those imperfections. This is gonna be so high up on the wall. But this one is gonna have pink feathers that will go up here, and then this one is gonna have red feathers that go off to the side. But I'm glad that the glittering portion of that is done. I mean, that took me a whole hour just to glitter those, and that way they can dry and I can finally have them like stacked on top of each other over here. I really like the red one. The red one is my favorite, and I think I might still put some gold on these accent pieces that my kids painted. But I think this one's gonna really shine on the wall too. I like them a lot, but I'm glad the glittering portion is done. These are the lights from Walmart that I tried to hang up in my room. These are the same lights and they did not burn out. I'm on my way to my brother's basketball game. It's his last game. It's his last local game, so I'm just getting here. And it's getting cold outside. It's so exciting how cold it is, or it's like the temperature's dropping. I didn't know it was supposed to like get this cold. I'm very excited about it. He gets a free throw.
If you miss, you gotta foul.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
guys, we're gonna try again. And what I'm gonna use, which I don't want to, but I don't think anything else is gonna stick to the wall. So I'm gonna try to use as few of these as possible. I'm gonna put some very small nails into the wall. All right, the nails are in. All right, it's on the wall. It's not touching the wall in every place, but I like it. I'm now realizing that all these like hills I made are all the same height. Oh no. One of these is gonna have to go higher. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be that one over there because they need to not all be the same height. Either this needs to go lower because these two are also the same height, or this one needs to go higher. Something will need to change, but I'm done for today. Good afternoon. Today I wanted to talk about something exciting. I finished my first book of the year on January 31st. Today is February 2nd. Last year I picked up a book and I just saw it at Walmart and I thought the cover looked really cool. So I went home, did some research on the book. The next day I went back to buy it because it seemed like it would be a really good book to read. And the book is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Okay, so I picked this up because I just thought the cover looked really like cool, and I just like saw it at Walmart and I thought, you know, I've been wanting to read a book. In December I read 2 chapters and I thought it's a good book. It seemed really interesting. I was in the mood for some like otherworld kind of book, but I just didn't set aside time to read it, so I just kind of forgot about it. And then the last week and a half of January, I thought I really want to try to finish this book. And I started reading it. This book is so good. And a few days in, I was like reading and I thought, you know, what would be really cool is if I set a challenge for myself to read a fiction book, 1 book a month. And so then I thought, you know, I only got 2 chapters in December, so I had to read all of this in about a week and like 2 days, I think. I think that's how long there was left in January. So I was reading like nonstop. I don't read a lot of fantasy books. Last year I was really into like nonfiction, and then prior to that it was a lot of books that were like in our world. So I was really curious to like learn a whole other world and like the creatures in that world. But this, I'm gonna read like a short summary of this. A Court of Thorns and Roses follows the story of Farah, she's a huntress, and how her life changes when she is imprisoned in the kingdom of her enemy, much to her shock and despair. Thus begins the love-hate type relationship between the 2 main characters, Farah and Tamlin. Hi, Editing Jade here. I had to pause the video to apologize for saying Tamlin about 4 times during this review of the book. His name is Tamlin, and I know that. I don't know why I mispronounced it. Now, in this book, there are a lot of really unique names, and I think when I first started reading it, I pronounced it as Tamlin, and I had to look it up to figure out how to pronounce it, and I had to do that for a few names, but I think I was just nervous about like reviewing the book and mispronounced it, so I'm so sorry. His name is Tamlin, not Tamlin, but I say it about 4 times, so You can continue to watch the review, but I had to apologize. So sorry. So this book is a love story, but there is adventure in here too. Now I'm not gonna lie, about halfway through the book, I thought this was a different like version of Beauty and the Beast. I was like, this seems so much like Beauty and the Beast. Like Tamlin is kind of like the beast in the story, but once you get past halfway, this book, I was like, I couldn't put it down. The adventure part of the book started about halfway, I would say. Like there was some like cool scenes towards the beginning of the book, but after halfway, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not Beauty and the Beast. This is really, really exciting. And actually, about halfway through the book, I wasn't sure if I was really gonna like the series, because this is a series, this is the first book. But when I finished this, I immediately went to Barnes & Noble and bought the second book. So I finished my first book of the year. I finished this really fast. I almost kind of wish I'd started reading earlier so I could have like read it a little slower, but I was so excited about this book and I'm really excited about the whole series. What also made me really want to read this book is that this is going to be a show. They're going to turn this into a TV series. And I believe Hulu is the one that's going to create this. That's what I've read. So I really wanted to read the books first before the show came out, because Game of Thrones, I didn't read those books before the show came out, and I really wish I had. And it's like that for some other series too, like A Handmaid's Tale. I always wish I'd read the books before seeing the movie or the show. It's been a really long time since I've been captivated by a book where I like couldn't put it down, where the whole book just seemed to flow and you're like inside this world. So I enjoyed this so much. I was really excited about this book, and I finished this and went and got the second book, which is a lot larger, but I have all of February to read it. I feel like I've already made a decent dent into the book because it's only February 2nd. But I really enjoy, I won't talk about this book. It's really good though. I really enjoy her writing. I enjoy that the whole point of view is from Farrah's point of view. It doesn't change to different characters. And something that I like, which is, I don't know if it's just silly, but I like that the chapters are really short. So there's like a bunch of chapters in here, but there are a lot of like breaks within the chapter. Like the chapters are not like 20 pages long. Sometimes like I get a lot of satisfaction from finishing a chapter. So when chapters are like super long, I don't know, it just throws me off. So I just really like how she writes as well. Excited to continue the series, and that's kind of a goal that I set at the beginning of the year, was to read more books, but also to not feel like I have to only read nonfiction. And now I'm really excited about reading some fiction books, because other than this book, I think the only other fantasy books that I've read was like was the Narnia series. Other than that, I haven't read a lot of fantasy books. So I'm gonna read the back of the book so you guys can kind of get an understanding of what the book is about, because I feel like I have not described it well at all. When 19-year-old huntress Farrah kills a wolf in the woods, a terrifying creature arrives to demand retribution. Dragged into a treacherous magical land she knows about only from legend, Farrah discovers that her captor is not truly a beast, but one of the lethal immortal fairies who once ruled her world. At least he's not a beast all the time. As she adapts to her new home, her feelings for the fairy Tamlin transform from icy hostility to a fiery passion that burns through every lie she's been told about the beautiful, dangerous world of the Fae. But something is not right in the fairy lands. An ancient wicked shadow is growing, and Farrah must find a way to stop it or doom Tamlin and his world forever. Hopefully that gives you an idea what the book is about. It's really exciting. I couldn't put it down. I was really excited by this book and the world that the fairies live in, and Farrah, she's not the most exciting character at the beginning of the book, but it's a good book. So I just wanted to talk about the book and the fact that I'm really into this series. Hopefully the books continue to be really good, and yeah, I'm very excited to continue to read fiction books, especially like fantasy books. This is making me want to read more otherworld kind of books because it's really cool to learn about their world and like the different powers that each of these characters have. That is what I really like. And yeah, so I just want to talk about the book and very excited about this series. I'm taking a night walk. It's so beautiful and cold. I needed this so bad. I just wanted to be out in the cold. Today at school, they turned the AC off in the building because it was cold outside. But that meant that all the classrooms got so stuffy and I felt like suffocating because it was so hot in my classroom. It's like we were sweating in there and I wanted the AC on so bad. And then right now, our heater is on in our house because it's cold, but I'm like, I need cold air. I'm just savoring every cold day that we have because before we know it, it's gonna be back in the 80s, like next week, I think. But like right now it's 46 degrees. It's so pretty. It's Friday, thank goodness. I need my weekend. I felt pretty burnt out this week since I did not get my full weekend last weekend because my student had that competition, so I worked on Saturday. So I felt it this week. I felt like I needed my weekend to get here. Today I had my observation kind of like wrap up meeting and I did well. I was really glad that that's over with because I knew I wasn't gonna get a bad rating, but I was worried that she was going to mention my closure and that it wasn't like great, but she didn't say anything, so it must not have been as bad as I thought. So now I don't have to get observed for a few years, which is really nice. It's the whole thing I don't have to worry about next year. This morning, I didn't know what to do with my hair. It was so curly that like it didn't look good down, and then I put it in a ponytail and it just looked weird, so I put it in pigtails, 2 pigtails, and I mean, I kind of like it, but I never wear my hair like this. Thankfully, my classroom was not so hot today. And I also just didn't move around a whole lot. I was like, I'm not going to, purposefully did not move around so much because I knew I was gonna get really hot. But hopefully next week, the AC is on because it is gonna be warmer next week. It's already warmer today. Like it's still really pretty outside, but it's not like super cold like it has been. I am very much in a cleaning mood, so I cleaned my nail polishes. I need to have them all in one place. So instead of having nail polishes in here and in here, I want to have them all in that box. So this is all the stuff I'm getting rid of. I have regular nail polishes in here. I used to have them all in separate bags, but now I have them all just in one bag because I got rid of a bunch. And then in here are my dip powders and gel nail polishes and like acetone, but I just need to have everything in one place because having it in 2 boxes was stressing me out. And this is much better than having a bunch of different bags. So I'm gonna toss all of this. Good morning, it's Saturday, and today I want to continue to organize my like living room area because I just feel like there's just too much stuff, like even up here. Like I want to just reorganize and I want to have things all together instead of like spread out throughout the house. So yesterday I organized my nail polishes. Normally I would have nail polish, like regular nail polish in here, and then all of my like dip and everything else in here, and now it's all in this one box. I think I showed this yesterday. I also organized all my art supplies so that it is all now in this trunk, because before I had some art supplies here. I also had some art supplies in the guest bedroom. I need to like clean up my cords right here. But now, well, I still have some in the guest bedroom that I need to put over here. Most of that is probably gonna go to school though. But now I want all of my art supplies in one place because I hate having art supplies in different places around the house. So in this trunk that I love, this super cool old trunk, I have art supplies that I use more often in this top section. So like brushes, paint markers, my color pencils are here, pencils, Neo colors, in here is watercolor, and then markers and like washi tape. So like normal art supplies is here, and then underneath, because you can take this top piece off, is like old sketchbooks, magazines, this like ring light, a box that currently doesn't have anything in it, but I really like that box. Just stuff that I rarely use, but I still like want. I really love that this trunk has this like top shelf thing. You just have to be careful when you put it in because it can very easily slip inside. But now all my art supplies will be here, except for like sketchbooks, because I'm gonna have them on the shelf behind me. But this felt so good to do, just to have everything in one place. I have so many like acrylic paints and like paper. I have a lot of other supplies that I do not use, and I want to take it to school so that my kids can use it, and it's just not in a closet not being used. I used to have art supplies in this and in this and in here, and now it's all condensed into this cool box. I got a package in the mail, very excited about. It's from SHEIN, so I thought I could open it on camera. The first thing is my backpack. Let's see what it looks like. Yes. Oh my gosh, I think it's perfect. This is an awesome size. It's like a medium size backpack, so it's not like too small. This can definitely fit my laptop. And it's faux leather, which is what I wanted. And I can put water bottles on the side. Oh, let me see. Oh yeah, it fits. It seemed like it was gonna be a little too small. So a water bottle can fit there. And then on the inside, it has a sleeve for a laptop. I don't know if you can see there. And then some little slots right here. In the back of the backpack, there is a slot for like for a laptop as well. And I like putting my laptop in the back of a backpack. So then you just have these strings. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about this because I did take the Target one back. I tried fitting all my stuff inside and it was just too narrow, and I just needed something a little bigger. But I like that this isn't like a huge backpack, because right now I'm carrying my backpack from the school gave us, and it's a Nike backpack, but it's so tall that I don't use any of the space at the top, and I just needed something shorter. That's what I needed. So super happy about my backpack, and I'm gonna put pins on this, and I learned how to make pins, and I'm gonna do that next week, and I'm super excited about it. The next thing that I got is a shirt. It is a like ruffly shirt that gets wider at the sleeves. I love the color of this shirt. I'm trying to incorporate more blue into my wardrobe because I think I really like, well, I know I really like blue, but I think it might be my clothing color that looks best on me. So it only has actually 3 buttons, and I wouldn't wear it like that because this is like meant to show off your stomach, but I would wear an undershirt under this, and it's just super pretty, and it looks like it'd be really comfortable because it's very flowy. The last thing I got is a little, ignore my nails, a little tiny star cartilage earring. It's like 2 stars. There we go. I got this 2-star little cartilage earring. Super cute. Betsy's trying to go inside the bag. Starting to do my nails. I'm soaking my left hand in acetone. But I thought I would show you guys what I want to do to make some pins for my backpack, if it'll focus. And I can't believe I didn't think of this before, but basically you can use stickers, you can use like a printed out picture, but you just put resin on top of them and let them dry, and then you put a pin on the back, like a pin backing. I was like, oh my gosh. So what this person did, they'd use just like Star Wars stickers, put them on a tray, covered them with resin, and then let them dry overnight, like put something over it so the resin doesn't get any dust. So I'm really excited to do this. I just need to print some cute little pictures, and I'm gonna get the resin, I think tomorrow, but this will be something I'll do next week. And I think I'm gonna do black dip on my nails. I don't know what happened this week, but I broke like 4 or 5 nails. Like they chipped. So I don't know, I don't think I put a base coat, and that might have been why, or I was just really rough with my hands.